What's happening, Mike?
Not much. I just reopened SoundSource.
You should never quit SoundSource.
Man, so before you got in here, which I'm kind of glad it took a little bit because I updated Audio Hijack, then I updated Loopback, then I updated SoundSource, and I'm like, oh man, I don't know if anything's going to work now.
Oh, man.
But what prompted me is Audio Hijack block was like, your audio apps and mic device is not connected. And it's been saying that for a couple of days, but I just got home yesterday. So I'm like, I don't understand. And I'm like, I bet there's an update. And there was an update to everything.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully my Audio Hijack is working because I didn't see an update option. Man, I got to tell you about this setup. So this is how much we love the show because Mike has done similar ridiculous things as to what I'm about to describe it to you right now. So I'm currently sitting on the box that contains my, what is that mixer? The Soundcraft
Signature 12 MTK.
I'm sitting on the box. That is my chair. The laptop is sitting on a table that is very low and is about maybe a foot away from me. I got to reach my arm all the way out, which is why you couldn't hear me when I first popped in because I was leaning over working the keyboard. Clamped onto that little table is the travel boom arm that I talked about last week with the Audio Technica hooked onto the end of it over USB-C. So this is what we're doing. And I'm sitting in the old office in the house. I'm not at my new location because I don't have internet up there yet. And I don't feel that the internet there is reliable enough with the travel router for audio recording over Zoom. So this is what we're doing. But I can hear myself though.
That's a plus. And hey, I can hear myself too. So I'm happy. All is good in the world.
Yeah.
For now. Isn't it interesting how if you're doing something with audio and, well, maybe this is just me, but and something doesn't go wrong, you start running down a checklist in your brain. All right, is it sound source? Is my output right? And you don't even assume that the other person needs a second or two to unmute.
Well, I think that's the case when when you're in your scenario or you're in my scenario, right? Where you have just put something back together that you took a part out of because you've been gone for what, a week, 2 weeks?
2 weeks. Yep. Tomorrow would have been 2 weeks.
So you just hooked everything back up where you just put the computer back in the mix. So yeah, it will be logical to check your stuff. What's going on? Cause like I'm checking everything over here, including the battery. And I'm still frantically looking for a block to plug in just in case. It's like, hey, fortunately, I'm not using the Vocaster, so it will probably make it.
I am working on a new podcast project called Our Perspective. And you heard a trailer there. I'm not going to play it here, I don't think. But doing the first recording tomorrow and technically the second recording. And kind of interested to see where it goes. And stay tuned around the first part of June to hear more.
You know, the instant thought I had is, I wonder if the numbers are going to go up for that show faster than they went up for my show.
I mean, to be fair, I don't know. That similar contact that we had last week has been made about this new project that's coming out, and they want to talk about that new project during that first week of June. So that could artificially inflate numbers.
No, there's no artificial inflation. Did it beat my show to a certain number that's in my head? And we're going to see if that happens.
Yeah.
Not that there's, any competition or anything like that really happening. But that is the first thing that occurred to me. So Mike's launching a new podcast, again.
Yeah, we'll see how this one goes. I think this one it's going to be a different experience. We'll just leave it at that.
It's an interesting concept. I will say that. I think that concept has the potential to not get away from itself. I think that's a safe way to put that.
That is.
Yeah, I don't think it'll get away from itself. I gotta say, I do like this little travel boom arm. It is absolutely.
How long is it? Like, how far can you extend it? About the same as the Rode, or?
Nah, it's a little shorter than the Rode.
Okay.
So I actually have it clipped to the front of this table. Now I can shorten it up and get closer, but I got it situated. I'm like, oh, it's right there at the perfect height. I don't have to lean over or anything. You know what? I'm going to leave it alone and finish getting the rest of this stuff set up. I'll get you the measurements of it. It does actually get, but no, it's much shorter than the Rode. It is closer in length, and I think it may actually be a little shorter. But do you remember the original boom arm you started with? It was like a Newear, something
that metal one.
Yeah. So
yeah.
it's more that length, probably actually a little bit shorter. But it has 3 sections that it folds up into. So you have joints at each of those sections as well as the base of it, which are all the joints can be maneuvered. So you can get the perfect angle, which is cool. And then the base swivels, so like you can swivel it and turn it left or right or whatever. But I would say this would have been a better arm for you during that time when you were clipping your mic stand to the front of your desk. You could make this much more of a better experience doing that. Cause I could actually shorten this up, and I might actually do that just so I can get close enough to that table.
Does it have springs on each side like that one that I had does? Do you know? Like, is that how it holds itself? Because I don't know how this boom arm holds itself. The Rode boom arm holds itself in place.
It's magic.
It's just magic.
Yeah. No, this one actually has screws at all of the joint points, and it ships with a little hex, with an Allen wrench.
Okay.
So you can loosen them up and get it perfectly positioned and then tighten them up, so it doesn't move. Because right now it's not moving, like it's firmly in place. And when I took mine out of the box, like it was super stiff. Like I had to actually loosen the screws just a bit so I could even flex it around a little bit. But it holds pretty well. So
we've gotten some feedback. One email that I want to ask you about is from Salman Khan. Did you see his email or her email?
I did not see their email.
Well, obviously it's spam because I called them out right away.
Oh, well,
they have an SEO price list.
Oh, I thought maybe somebody just shared, that you could use their name.
Oh, no, this person has SEO price list.
I did actually see the subject line of that email. Yeah, now I know what you're talking about.
Okay, I'm going to delete it. I didn't know if you kept it here for a reason, but they found a few speed issues on our website that could be affecting our rankings. And if we'd like, they could send us a quick report showing screenshots exactly where improvements could be made. May I send this SEO price list over? First, you're telling me you're going to send a report. Now you're asking for a price. Anyways, delete that.
Yeah. Spam.
Yep. And then we got another email about questions about sending bulk emails. Did you see that one?
I did not see that one.
Okay. That one is from a very good friend of the show. And they were asking, first they said that they loved the show and they wanted to let us know formally in writing. So we love that you love the show and that you're listening and you continue listening and hopefully are telling lots of friends. Now for my question, I'm thinking of starting an email list so I can get as many people to follow me there rather than relying on LinkedIn. Thank you. We've been saying this for years. Don't rely on social networks. Yes. I used MailChimp years ago as I liked the Beam feature. Is this still a good option or would you recommend something better? I don't know. I'm looking for something free as I'm just starting off. And ideally, I don't want something fancy, just something I can send emails with. Of course, with an unsubscribe link at the bottom and perhaps social media links. Regards, listener. They said who they are.
I know their name, but yeah, I got you.
Yeah. So we've been playing with the tool, and I don't know that much about this feature, but I wonder if Postmark could give you that functionality.
Postmark could, I think, give you that functionality, but it wouldn't be as straightforward as the Beam feature is. You could make that feature happen, but you're going to have to do it yourself. From what I have looked at with Postmark, because I have actually started testing inbound email routing and having that go somewhere. And essentially that's what you will be building, is an inbound email route with Postmark. And I promise you, listener, we're going to get back to your question and actually answer it in a more concrete manner. But we set up an inbound route, and if you built a stream, you could say, when I send an email to this address, I want the endpoint to actually fire that email off to all of the people in this list, right? You could build that, but you're basically going to have to kind of build that. I would say for getting started with something free, take a look again at MailChimp. I don't know if I'm guessing they're still offered their free plan. I don't know what the accessibility of MailChimp looks like at all, if that matters to the listener. But for getting started, it's a good point if you have a free entry there. If there are features you want, or things that you don't like, or things you would like to change, or you just don't like their pricing, when you get ready and grow to a point where you need to start paying, it's easy enough to export your list and move it.
Yeah.
I've done that so many times. Just call, just drop us an email. We'll help you out with that. Cause that is, oh man, MailChimp to Aweber to ConvertKit back to Aweber to Constant Contact. Yeah. So I think that's probably, I don't know of any other free options unless you're willing to build something yourself from scratch. And even then, at that point, it's not going to be free, because there's the time involved, and then you're going to have to pay for a service to actually send those emails. So getting started, if MailChimp still has a free option, I would absolutely go with that. I don't think any of the other newsletter mailing services that I'm familiar with offer a free plan. They offer free trials, but I don't think they offer free plans unless ConvertKit has started doing it. Didn't ConvertKit start doing that at some point?
I think they did. I'll pull up their pricing. MailChimp's pricing is very unclear to me. I'm not seeing a free version of MailChimp. I'm seeing a free trial of their premium service, but I don't think that's what this listener is looking for. But another thing that I can suggest also is, depending on what it is you actually need for your email list, if your email list is currently under 100 subscribers and you really don't need like analytics, you could use something like groups.io or Google Groups and just make it an announced list. That's one of the big things we use at ACB. We also have Constant Contact, which I have not experienced, so I'm not sure. But about accessibility, if that's important for this listener. But groups.io would give you essentially a Beam feature, and you can add forms to your website, and you're still keeping that. And again, going back to what Damashe said, if you hit that 100 subscriber price point, or not price point, but 100 subscriber milestone, you can always export your subscribers, and groups.io pricing isn't horrible. Kit.com also does offer a free account for up to 1,000 email subscribers, and it just gives you limited automation. So I think it would come down to what you're looking to do. But if all you need is a basic email list, check out groups.io as well. Yeah,
that actually is a pretty good option too, just for getting going. And again, you can always move, but if you're looking to start out free, but pick the option that meets your needs and does the feature that you want. And, moving is fairly inexpensive. Shout out to the EU, for kind of making it happen a little bit.
One last thing about this topic that I'll bring up about groups.io, and they have an interesting model. Depending on how you're structuring your mailing list, your subscribers can also pay for the premium version for you. So they offer the ability to allow your subscribers to pay for a month or pay for X amount of time as well. If they want
that
to.
Is cool.
Yeah. Yep. It's all about building that community though. Cause I mean, if you're just getting one person on groups.io just cause they came to your website, chances aren't that they're going to pay for your groups.io. But if they come to your website and then they get lots of value from that, then they may be like, I should pay $10 a month or $5 a month for this. So that way the user doesn't have to pay for it. So,
yeah. And if you only have one person coming to the list anyway, then, well, you don't need to pay for it. So that balances itself out.
You can just send them an email, just so you know.
I think you could just do that. Speaking of which, if you get value out of the show and you want to throw us a tip, you can go to technicallyworking.show, click on the support us link, and you can either become a monthly subscriber to the tip jar or give us a one-time tip. We very much appreciate it. And as always, shout out and thanks to all of our tip jar supporters, however you have made those tips happen. And hey, the subscriber number one, just cause. And Mike doesn't know where to go because that was such a smooth professional transition. He's like, I have no idea what to do now.
Did you just get told that this meeting is being transcribed?
Yep, I did.
No, I was hitting the notes button. I don't know what notes does in Zoom, but we'll see. It looks like it really messed up my view in Zoom, though.
Man, listen, can we talk about Zoom for just a quick second? What in the heck is going on? Like, this has got to be the worst. They used to be. I feel like we did this recently. We're not going to do it again. Zoom, you suck. Okay, we're done. Moving on to the next thing. So next week's show will be broadcast to you from Teams by Microsoft.
Hey, I'm liking Teams. I've been spending a lot of time in Teams. I'm like, this might not be bad. Here, just saying. And then once you set it up, you don't even have to go into Teams to manage your files. You can synchronize it with your computer, and then you just have a folder that has a folder inside of it for each channel, and then you can go in there and have folders. And yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah, everything you just described sounds kind of horrible. Like, why are we dealing with folders? What is going on with the folders?
Because instead of you having to host files inside of Teams, because you can host files inside of Teams for your business inside of a channel, you can just sync it with your local machine, so you only have to navigate File Explorer or Finder.
Okay. I mean, I guess that could be useful if that's the thing.
I'm talking to the corporate listeners. Go into your channel, your shared chat of the channel, go into shared or files, find the more button, click that, and then go to sync. And then you don't have to mess with the Teams interface to get to those corporate files that everyone wants to share inside of Teams. You can just get them from your computer.
So why not just put them in OneDrive or Dropbox?
It is using OneDrive, but it's like SharePoint. So when you connect Teams, you can connect Teams and SharePoint
See, you
together.
already, nope, we're done. Moving on. See, you said the wrong word. SharePoint. Nope, we're not doing it.
Come on, just because you were traumatized by SharePoint 20 years ago doesn't mean it's the same thing.
I'm pretty sure it's the same thing.
It is Microsoft. Oh.
I am pretty certain it is the same thing. But no, cool. I actually don't have much experience with Teams as we've, discussed in the past, but I am glad that it does not seem to be as horrible as some people make it out. And I will say this for some software, Zoom, you're not included in this list. But oftentimes the way that you experience software comes down to the admin that set said software up, or the IT person that configured that software, because oftentimes they can make stuff look a little better than it looks, or behave a little more functionally than what it does. Now, sometimes there are things that have to happen just because of compliance rules, etc. That, it's got to be this way. Mm-hmm. But it doesn't always have to be that bad, is what I'm trying to say. So if you have complaints about why Teams or Slack or whatever looks so horrible, maybe reach out to your admin. If you're, and again, talking to the corporate people, if you're on free Slack, they don't care. Whatever you see, that's what you're getting. We're talking to the corporate people who are spending like $10 a seat, for this software. Oftentimes it can be tweaked to make it look a little bit better for you.
So you got something new. Do you want to talk about it?
I got something new. What did I get?
You got a Lucid radio. And I got mine too.
Oh yeah. I did get this radio.
Yeah.
This Lucid radio, man. This is, it's interesting. It really makes me feel like I'm a kid again. Like I'm like 7, 8, 9, 10 years old running around with a walkie-talkie. It's mostly what I feel like, except there are random people, strange people talking on my walkie-talkie. I don't like that part.
Yeah, that takes a bit to get used to. I'm more used to that than I think you are. When I was a kid and I had walkie-talkie, I thought it was the coolest damn thing when I could pick up what other people were saying, just because I'm a little weird like that.
It was cool when you were a kid because you know, but you could also not hear their stuff. I'm trying to figure out how not to hear people. You know, you know what? I'm not going to say that. I don't want to call anybody out because they might listen to the show. Anyhow, yeah. But the Lucid Radio runs on the Cell network. My understanding of this is that the software has been kind of flashed, or a version of the software has been rewritten with accessibility so that there's a basic TTS there so that you're able to navigate the radio audibly using a basic TTS voice.
Basic, emphasized.
But I was able to get on it fairly quickly. I was, you know, unfortunately, I think I unintentionally drug Mike into a conversation with somebody else. But shortly thereafter, we figured out how I could just talk to Mike directly, and we had a whole conversation. And it was clear. And I'm seriously thinking about deploying these in the business, man. Like, just put that in the van instead of, you know, going out and getting an iPhone or whatever, or Android phone for people. Just toss that in the van, and there's your communication channel back to whomever. I think I like that idea a little better. Long term, it's a much less expensive layout because I'm not paying a phone bill every month. On top of giving somebody a, you know, $600 phone or something.
You could pay the $20 and get a private channel, and then you're good to go. And since it's not going over the air, I mean, it is going over the air, but it's not FM, or that's not the right word that I am thinking of.
It's not going over terrestrial channels.
Yeah, radio frequencies. It's not there. It's cellular, so it's probably not quote unquote encrypted, but also it's probably a lot harder to get access to the data than just turning on a radio.
Just tuning it, just tuning your tuner in, and like, okay, you know, they're delivering Coca-Cola to this location today, apparently.
Right.
Because they're out of Coke.
You can pay $20 and get 10 users on one channel, and that's a private channel. So that right there might be worth it just for the 2 or 3 that you might need of the radios to keep track of what's going on and stuff. And some of the more advanced ones, and you can do a little bit of research, but this might solve one of your other problems, is they have systems with GPS in them as well.
I noticed GPS is a setting there, and I didn't really poke at that. I didn't know, but that could also be a thing. I will do some more research into this.
Reach out to Will.
But I think, thank you, because I really was going to call him out, but I couldn't remember his name because
Will and Scott are the two that are pretty much doing it. So it's funny. I came home from a meeting today, and instead of opening WhatsApp, I picked up my radio and I hit the menu button. I went down to members, found Doug, and I reached out to Doug on there. I'm like, "Oh, how's it going?" He's like, "Yeah, it's a good thing I had the radio near me." But I don't know if you notice this, but you can tell if people are online, at least for now, until it becomes too big of a list to manage, and then private calling may go away, is what I'm hearing rumors of, but I'm not sure. They do offer an iOS app. From what I understand, it works great if you stay in the iOS app. If you go out of the iOS app, it kind of takes over your phone audio settings. So, it gets a little weird, I guess. I don't use it. It's a $20 lifetime app. So even if you didn't want to go buy another radio, you could throw that radio in the van and then get the iOS app, and you could have the iOS app and use it. And then the last thing I'll mention is, I don't think you listened to the show, but Patrick was talking on another group that I'm part of, and he talked about how he went into the settings and then went to network and then switched from the simple PTT network to the other PTT network. And then everything broke because his SIM ID doesn't have a login for the other PTT network. And the only way to fix the radio is to flash it with an actual Windows machine. You can't use Parallels on the Mac to flash it. And they're willing to help you with it, but he didn't have access to a Windows machine where he was. So keep that in mind too if you go poking around at the network settings.
Good to know. Good to know. Well, I am going to take this mini PC and put Windows on it and have it up at the office for a direct connected scanner and for the Braille labeler from Humanware that connects to Windows because it doesn't work on the Mac either. So that'll give me a dedicated Windows box just sitting on the network doing random stuff because Microsoft. But yeah, so that is, but that's cool. I am seriously considering this is probably going to be the way to go, because it is a somewhat dedicated device for a dedicated purpose. And I'm not doing the initial outlay for a more expensive device being a phone and then also paying the ongoing cost, for said phone and getting into the whole deal of trying to, restrict the device so people aren't putting their own weird apps on there and they ain't playing gambling games or watching TikTok or whatever. Like, it removes a whole lot of unnecessary configuration and administration that I don't want to have to do.
One of my other favorite things about it is it comes with a belt clip already attached.
Yeah, man. That belt clip is cool as hell.
Oh, quick note for you. If you plug it in, so you probably haven't had to charge it. The USB-C port on the right side under the flap is used for programming and for a wireless PTT key that no one has found one that works yet. But that's what that one is for. And then on the bottom edge on the back is the USB-C to charge it. Either use the USB-C, to a cable with the wall outlet on there, or use a slow charger. If it uses anything greater than 5 watts, it will not charge.
Can we just get the USB-C standard situated?
Nope, sure can't. That would be asking too much, Damashe. We got the iPhone to USB-C, so no standardization.
Yeah. Anyhow, so I got news about the office. I don't think I've even told you that. Did I tell you this?
Probably not.
Oh, okay. Well, I moved already.
What? How are you going to get your Pepsi if you keep moving on it?
So I did not tell you about this. Okay. So
nope.
Take people back a little bit because I don't know how much I discussed like the whole negotiations with the lease, but I did, request and got that added to the original lease that I would have the ability, if still doing the terms of this lease, that I needed to expand to a larger space, and the current, leasing company had a larger space available that I could transition that without any penalty, meaning I wouldn't be breaking the existing lease in order to sign a new lease because then certain penalties would kick in, like I owe you the rest of the money for the, months on this lease or whatever.
Right.
I negotiated that because I could look at this space from the first time I looked at it, like, oh, this is going to be great, except I'm going to outgrow it. I already know I'm going to outgrow it.
Yeah.
So let me build that in because probably in the next year to 18 months, I'm going to have to move, but right. I think I can make it work for what I need to do. I think I can make it work for the short term. Well, I underestimated a few things. So I'm getting stuff in there and I still hadn't moved my Pepsis out of the storage over into this location. I'm like, I'm kind of getting a little tight. And again, to be clear, I could have made this little space work. I could have made it work, but it would have been a lot more constrained physically than I wanted it to be. It would have limited maneuverability. And I still got more shelving that I have to buy. So there's a lot more that needs to go in there. It ended up being really, really tight. And I don't like cluttered filling space, because it makes it difficult for me to move around. If somebody just moves something, I don't want to be in a situation where somebody moves something a slight hair because they were cleaning and it just throws off my whole navigation. I didn't want to be in that scenario. So in having a conversation with the landlord about, possibly getting AT&T fiber ran there so I don't have to do Xfinity, and giving everybody there in the commercial park, different internet options. I was like, man, listen, this space is looking a little tight. I ain't got everything in there. Man, I got something twice as big down here. It's 2 doors down and I wanted this for it, but I'll give it to you for this. I was like, all right, let me come look at it. Hopped in the Uber, went up there, looked at it, and was like, yeah, I think this probably work. Now, I will be clear with people. I can see myself outgrowing this space as well. However, it's much more flexible and more space for me to use. So I don't think I'm going to have that problem, as immediately. So, and I can afford it. And if he wants what he wanted for that, going up to something bigger is going to be me reaching a little more than I'm comfortable reaching at this point. So I can make this work for sure. It is twice as much space, which means, it'll definitely work. And I got the whole building all the way through now. So I got front to back, which means delivery trucks can pull around to the back, not because I'm making people pull around to the back, but because there's actually more space for big trucks to get in back there than it is coming through the front way. So it all actually worked out quite well. But I just find it hilarious. I'm not in there a whole week. It's like, yeah, I got to move. Moved already. Now, fortunately, I had not done the paperwork. I'm going to say this, because well, listen, man, this is where, hold on. I'm going to start that over. Fortunately, I hadn't done a bunch of paperwork, like, paid to update my records with the Secretary of State yet for where my business address is and all of that. Now, here's where procrastination saved me, because now I don't have to pay another $50 to file this paperwork and another $50 to file that paperwork again, because I never filed the paperwork. Granted, I also was just trying to make sure this was actually going to work. And I started seeing the crunch. So I was like, if he's got something, I'll move. The only thing I actually updated my address with was the Coca-Cola plant. And that was easy enough. Just send a text message. Hey, man, I moved.
Already.
Here's this address now.
It's still in the same general area.
Yeah, it's still in the same area. It's just 2 doors down and it's bigger.
Yeah.
But the Coke was easy to change. And I still also have the ability to go pick up Coke deliveries as well, depending on which one is more beneficial for me, until all of the electronics are in place so that I can, give people a code, give Coca-Cola a code to open the door and be able to make their delivery and leave, because I don't have to sign anything for them.
Nice.
So
Just
that'll come.
Lock the door behind them. Well, it'll lock automatically.
It should lock automatically, but there'll be alerts. There'll be alerts. Be an alert that Coke just opened the door. The Coke delivery person has opened the door. I should get that notification. And then, if they close the door and don't lock it, I should also know about that. My plan is to deploy the home assistant up at the office. I'm going to be using Homey Pro here at home for extended automations outside of HomeKit. So I'll still be using HomeKit for the home, but Homey will let me do some extended automations. Home assistant up there because, one, I already bought the box and I should do something with it. Two, I'm going to sprinkle a ton of sensors around, like a lot of long range temperature sensors, motion sensors,
moisture
sensors, all sorts of sensors. I'm going to be sensing all of the things. So I know what's going on up here. So if the temperature changes dramatically one way or another, I'll know. If the freezer temperature goes up too high, I will know. And again, the Homey Pro was a gift from a friend, so I'm going to use that in the house because that's what he's using. And it seems to be less convoluted. But Home Assistant does have some more capabilities, I think, that will benefit me in the long run. And I'm most likely, it looks like from my research, that I'm going to end up using Ubiquiti Ubiquiti Access. That's what it's called. For the door access.
Okay.
And I guess I'll probably end up with a couple of Ubiquiti cameras on the outside for monitoring and doorbell, etc.
Now, is Access use like cards, like a hotel style card, or? It can.
Okay. And that's probably what I'm going to do, but it can also do a keypad. So my plan is for routine entrance people, such as employees, will have a card. Coca-Cola, my Pepsi distributor, other delivery places will have a code specific for them on file. So it's just in the notes. So if I, for some reason, let's say my normal Pepsi delivery guy is out and somebody else has got to come, well, in the notes of my account will be the code that person needs to get in. And it's not dependent on like, oh, this guy didn't come in and he had the card in his pocket. So now how do I get in here?
Yeah.
But I'll also be remote access. So I'll be able to, somebody rings a doorbell for, say, a Amazon delivery or Walmart delivery. I can say, who are you? What do you want? Why are you at my door? Oh, you're delivering my Walmart stuff. Okay, let me open the door for you.
Yeah.
Leave it right there by the thing. I will throw a couple of cameras up inside as well, for monitoring purposes. Yes, I know I told you, but this is different. This is a business. This is not my house. You don't put cameras inside of your house. I still stand by that. You put cameras inside of your business if people are going to be inside of your business doing things and you're not there to see them.
Especially since they're going in and out and you're not there.
Right. You want to make sure that, when they go in there, they're not doing things inside of there that they weren't supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
Or if they did, you want proof. Yeah, I got you right here on camera, man, in 4K resolution.
Didn't you see that camera there, person?
No, you weren't supposed to see it. See, that's not, don't do anything that you ain't supposed to do. That's the idea.
What cameras are you going to use inside? Do you know?
That I haven't decided yet. I'm probably going to shop around for something cheap and good. So it could be Real Link is kind of at the top of the list for that because it's just inside camera. I could maybe go with Nakara. Also, I think that maybe they make some pretty decent inside cameras. I'm willing to spend a little additional money on the outside because those will be fewer cameras for one thing, for the Ubiquiti stuff. And it may just be simpler for, integration with the access, with the door access to tie that in by using a Ubiquiti doorbell / camera deal on the outside. But that's a couple of cameras, right? Inside, we're probably looking at, 4 or 5 cameras maybe, depending on what the coverage area looks like. So definitely not trying to put a whole bunch of Ubiquiti stuff in there. I'm not even sure that they make indoor cameras, to be honest, because I don't look at their cameras too often.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they did, because Ubiquiti seems to make everything, and if they don't make it this week, they will next week.
Apple should buy Ubiquiti. That's what should happen.
They should. They won't, I don't anticipate.
They should buy Ubiquiti and they should buy Sonos.
Ooh. Huh. So are you going to hire cleaning, or are you thinking of like automation tools to keep at least the general office clean itself?
It's funny you asked that question. So to start off, most likely it'll be me or me paying somebody else to kind of go through and do the sweeping and stuff like that. It'll be a combination of that. But I don't know what it was I saw. Oh, Dyson had their last generation robo vacuum was on sale. I was like, maybe I should actually investigate getting a robo vac to just kind of go through and keep the floors, swept.
Yeah.
So possibly that is a possibility. That's not going to happen short term because there's going to be a tremendous outlay of money to begin with. But I'm in here for at least 5 years, with an option to renew. So, there's time, but yeah, I actually saw that Dyson. I was like, I hadn't thought about it, but yeah, get one that's good at doing hard floors because there's no carpet. Yeah, it's basically sealed concrete, but just sweep it like you would a wood floor and mop up. Maybe I don't know. Yeah. I will have to look at that. That will be interesting. And I wouldn't care as much about it mapping the inside of my warehouse as I care about stuff with cameras on the inside of my house.
Yeah, we've been pretty happy with the Narwhal vacuum mop, and it does both carpet and this isn't hardwood that we have.
Linoleum.
No, it's more
tile.
It's more concrete for part of the house. I don't actually think it's concrete, but it's hard like that, and it does pretty good on that. And then transitioning to the carpet. And what I like about it is I came home yesterday after a week and 3/4 and told Ben, I'm like, hey, appreciate you not dirtying the house too much. And he goes, well, it was your vacuum that kept it clean. So
Mike's getting a phone call.
Yeah, Mike ended the call. So
that makes me wonder if anybody listens to the show that happens to call you during the show.
It was Jeff. I hung up on you, Jeff.
Well, we know Jeff doesn't listen to the show. So.
Exactly, so I can say it.
This is going to be an interesting experience, I think. Got to get smart lights wired up too, so presence sensors. I'm sensing all the things, so I will sense when people are there. All sorts of things are going on, man. But Yeah, I found it hilarious, and yeah, because I haven't talked to you. I think it's probably why I didn't tell you that. I was like, man, I had to move already.
Yeah.
But it just worked out that way.
It to me.
No, because I left the radio at the office the last time I left there.
So you should clip it to your belt.
Yeah, well, I left it up there on purpose because I was like, I'm not going to keep disturbing Mike while he's on a I don't think you really call it a vacation or workcation, maybe?
A workcation.
Yeah.
They got staycations. Mine was a workcation. I was working somewhere else.
Yeah.
I only have like one or two more things to chat about. Have you seen this thing called Bloom from Perkins?
No, I saw the name somewhere and didn't follow it up any further than that. But what is this?
So you use a little screwdriver and remove the 11 screws and cardboard off the bottom of your Perkins Braille writer. And then you put this device on the bottom and you clip it into place. It clips in with 4 clips, 2 in the front, 2 in the back. And then anytime you Braille, that turns your Perkins into pretty much a Bluetooth keyboard. And you can Bluetooth it to your phone or your computer. People can see the print that you are brailing, and you do not need a piece of paper. To me, I get the value in it from a student's perspective, but I would never use this because I don't know if people realize these, but Perkins aren't small. Like
they're not small and they're not quiet. And what Mike really wants to say here is, why the hell did you make this?
Especially for $300.
And now that you've described it, I did actually hear about this before. I think it was like available. I feel like I heard about it maybe a couple of years ago.
Yep.
Yeah, there's a value there for a certain group of people. And I don't mean that derogatorily. I mean that seriously. There's a certain group of people that this would be very beneficial for. This would have been super useful when I was in school.
Yep.
But we didn't really have Bluetooth when I was in school, so never mind. Did you hear that?
Yeah. I could see it, so my TVI didn't have to interline, I think is what it was called, where she would go in and write print in between the lines of Braille for my classes, because hopefully it could just save it to a file or something. So for the student market, I think it's great. I don't know.
I will tell you a piece of tech that I had when I was in school for a little while that was super useful until it broke. The Mountbatten. I think me and Amanda were talking about this because we were trying to figure out who was it named after the Mountbatten English guy from World War II. But the Mountbatten was you could have it embossed on paper, or you could basically Braille, because it was a Perkins style layout, have that stored in memory, and then you could connect it to a printer and have it actually print out to a printer over a parallel port. So you had that flexibility, which is what I did for, I would say, all of middle school. I think is what I used, was that, because I could do my classwork or assignments or whatever, hook it up to a printer and print it out. When that worked, printing was still a problem back then. Just in case you're curious, like it didn't always work, but at minimum I could say, well, just emboss, and it would just emboss on the Braille paper in there. Yeah. And it was kind of like having a mini, it was somewhat portable in the sense that it had a handle and a cover case, and you could carry it with you. You had to carry it. It did not fit in a bag, like a backpack or anything. But yeah, I mean, for a device to keep the Perkins somewhat relevant today and make it still useful, I can see that. I could see some people, another group of people I could see as being useful for is those who are, say, the secretaries of organizations that happen to just be more comfortable with Braille.
Yeah.
This could make it easier for them to get that data out to someone else that is not a comfortable Braille reader. So I wouldn't buy one. I also don't have a Perkins Brailler, so if anybody, just wants to donate one anywhere, I would take it just for nostalgia's sake. But I would not buy this, especially not for $300.
Yeah. I have a Perkins down by my feet right now, under the desk, right next to a giant pile of Braille paper that I bought from APH, I think, or Perkins. I don't remember where, but it's $25 for a ream of paper.
It was probably APH.
Probably.
If I'm not mistaken. Because I used to buy barrel paper from them as well. Also, Braille embosser paper with the tractor feed.
Ooh. I thought I was the coolest when I had a Braille light and I could plug it in with those parallel ports, or maybe it was serial. I don't know. I forget serial which one. Yeah.
Braille light was kind of like the Braille and Speak, right?
Yeah, with the Braille display on it.
Okay, yeah. So you had the newer version of what started out as the Braille and Speak. Yeah. I thought I was cool with the Braille and Speak too. Turn on Braille and Speak ready.
I had a Braille and Speak too, and then they upgraded me to the Braille light. There was the Type light, I think, but the Braille light was what I ended up with. But you just do all your work, and then you go back and plug it into that Epson printer and listen to that loud Epson printer as it printed out.
Shout out to Epson, man. They've been around for a long time. Because you're right, those are the same kind of printers I was hooking up to. Was also Epsons, and they were very loud.
Yeah.
Nothing like this printer I have now, which is a Brother laser printer. Like, it's so quiet. It's like, wait, did it print the paper?
Did you do your job?
Because I'm not that close to it, so it's like, oh, I got to walk over. Oh, yeah, you did it. Oh, okay, cool.
Do you know anything about these Linux vulnerabilities that came out last week?
Not a terrible amount about it, other than that is pretty. Listen, update your Linux. It's your Linux.
Update your machines.
Yes, update all of your stuff. If you got servers out there, you need to go make sure you update them. If you're running a Linux laptop, you should obviously be updating it. If you want to give me your Linux laptop, I would probably take it because I'm kind of somewhat interested in it, but not quite enough to go buy something.
And he has a need for the PC, the mini PC now, so he can't just use Linux on that.
Nah, because, software from Humanware just runs on Windows because that's just the way life is. Well, also, I think the Scan Snap stuff only runs on Windows or Mac. I really am interested in that framework laptop, though. The 13 Pro or whatever it was with Linux. Not enough to spend $1,500 or $1,200 on it, but 1 year it is going to be the year of Linux for real, and I just want to make sure I'm not left out. Is all.
So Tailscale is amazing. I think you've mentioned this to me, but I did not realize the value in Tailscale until I was traveling, and I wanted to access the Raspberry Pi to do some testing before I push to live with this tool that I'm working on. And at first I'm like, oh, how am I going to, and then I remembered I had thought about this by installing Tailscale on the Raspberry Pi, and I was able to access it from the hotel as if I was in my house. I'm not using any exit nodes, but just being able to do that was amazing, and everyone should be using Tailscale, even if you don't need it.
You really should. I mean, I did a thing where I printed something on the road in the house, because I used the Mac Mini as an exit node, on the network, and therefore I was inside the house, technically, and I was able to print. I did have to go set that up. You got to do I forget the steps. I'll look them up, again, but it's basically I had to set like a route so it could see the printer, and the printer would kind of be added to the available devices. But I was able to print remotely, kind of like what Google Cloud Print was supposed to do a long time ago, except I didn't have to do any weird stuff in Google Chrome or sign into a Google account to make it happen. I just hit print, and I was like, hey, choose the brother, and it was like, all right, and then it printed, and I was like, yeah, that is cool. I like that. Yeah, Tailscale is awesome. If you're out there listening and you're paranoid about running your stuff through their infrastructure at all, they do have Headscale, I think is what it's called, as a open source. You can go install it wherever and self-host the whole situation. I'm kind of cool where I'm at the moment. I don't really have time to do any of that.
Nope. But Tailscale is convenient.
It's super useful for being able to see devices without jumping through the hoops that I have definitely jumped through over the years to be able to have remote access back inside of a network. Because not only am I not exposing any ports or I'm not opening up any holes in my firewall to make that connection happen, but I can selectively choose which devices are, there. So when I connect, I'm not looking at 1,000, well, I don't have that many devices, but I'm not looking at 50 things.
Yeah. You're just looking at the ones that you added to that particular network. And if you need to get files between platforms, you can share two devices inside your Tailnet.
The next thing I need to set up is sharing a specific folder that is on a computer in a Tailnet with people outside of that Tailnet. I got to set that up because there are files that certain people need access to, and they should get them because I keep forgetting to send them to them.
But yeah, those are the things on my list. Was we chatted about everything I had. Did you have anything?
Yeah, this box is super uncomfortable to sit on, and I don't know if I'm doing any damage to this Soundcraft at all. But I must say that this ad hoc, weird, hooked together thing, this is the whole point of having a good mobile setup. This is what I've been striving for, not to sit on a box and record my show, but the fact that I'm able to do it, I'm not holding the microphone, it's perfectly positioned. This worked out. It's the first test of the actual mobile boom arm, which I forgot to post to Mastodon. Yeah. Other than when I was screwing with it, yeah. Stayed in place is fine.
Good.
Definitely worth putting in your bag, and for people listening, just to review, because we've talked about all of these microphones. I'm using the Audio Technica 2005. I think the ATR 2500 is the current sort of iteration of this USB microphone, or the Q2U by Samsung, and I'm just using this over USB-C with this boom arm clamped to the end of a table. So it worked out perfectly.
Good.
Hey, I will tell everybody this. I've lost a Shure microphone.
I was leaving that for you to let them know.
Using this because I lost my Shure. I got to find it. I'm very distressed. My Ethos is at the office clamped onto the desk with the Rode boom arm because, that's the thing. But my Shure microphone, that's my travel mic. I don't know where it is. I got to find it. We want to thank everybody for, go ahead.
I was just going to say, so if you have an extra Beta 87A that you didn't have last week, let us know.
Yeah, especially if you didn't have it last week. Yeah. We want to thank everybody for listening. We appreciate it. Thank you for the feedback. Thank you for sharing with your friends. Share with more of your friends or post about it on your social media network of choice. One good way to do a thing if you want to put in the extra effort, if you follow this, if you use Overcast, on iOS, you can make up little clips out of audio and post those to social media, share those around. But you can also do a similar thing in YouTube if you're not a Overcast user. And no person over there, I'm not ignoring the fact that Castro / Pocket Cast / Downcast has that feature. I'm just not aware if they have it or not, so I didn't mention it. But if they do, then use it in there. Share a clip of the show. That's a good way to get people interested in listening to, is, something you found funny or insightful or, trauma inducing because Mike said SharePoint. Put it out there. Let everybody else feel the results of this too. But, thanks for listening. We appreciate every last one of you for being a listener. You can email us feedback@technicallyworking.show. You can follow us on Mastodon and communicate with us that way. He is Payon, Payown @dragonscave.space. I am Damashe, Damashe @technically.social. And, the bot is still there. You can still follow the bot. The bot will get the work soon. As soon as I got time to connect to, I should really put that server on my Tailnet. That'll make it easier to connect to. Yeah, I'll do that. But you can follow the bot, TW @technically.social. And, on Mastodon also, you can use the hashtag technically working. If you just want to loop us into a conversation or just, mention us or just let people know that you're technically working. This has been episode number
162. I am using Bard. No, I'm not. I am using Gemini now to find emails.
So I have been in a very push and pull scenario, which is I need to move email somewhere, and there's no problem with MX Route, but I just need something a little better, like I need MCP servers. And it was going to be Google, and I was like, nah, maybe I should look at Fastmail, because Google's been doing some weird stuff lately. Like, I'm not sure if Google is going to remain being Google. I think I may end up going to Google for the Spirals email at least. I have played with actually GPT. What is Chat GPT's desktop app?
Codex?
I think that's the name, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
It's a little janky. I can't get the permissions to work right on the Mac. Like it can't access apps because it says it needs a permission that I've given it, 17 times now.
Huh. Have you tried to app sweep it and then reinstall and go through the permission flow again?
Hold on, because I gotta fix this shortcut. No, I have not done that as of yet. And I didn't realize that this shortcut, just because I set it in, I did not set a system-wide shortcut. I just set this shortcut in Zoom, Command-Shift-A, and it muted me while I was trying to switch to my applications folder, which is very disturbing.
Gemini and Workspace can make mistakes. So can every other AI. I'm at the point where I'm tired of hearing that. It's just taking up real estate. Just saying.
Yeah, just stop. How about you stop making mistakes? How about that part?
Yeah, that too.